What is up guys, Wolfgang here. So today I want to talk about my audio setup. I did mention I was going to make a video on it, and well, here it is. Now, in this video we're going to talk about my current setup, my previous setup, and the setup I hope to upgrade to eventually. And last, I'll give you some recommendations on what I would have done differently if I would have known I was going on this path. Now, quick warning, this video may be shakier than usual. That's because I'm holding the mic, well, the camera in my hand. So first things first, the most important part for audio would be the microphone, wouldn't it? Of course, there are other parts that are equally as important. The first microphone I got, besides the integrated microphone in something like the earbuds that come with your phone, is actually a very interesting concept, which you don't find as often. So if you've ever heard of the mod mics, basically it's adding a wireless microphone to your wired headphones, and that makes it more of like a gaming headphones of sorts, a headset, except with much better audio quality and much better mic quality. Well, I wanted to do something similar, but cheaper. So I searched it on Amazon for quite a lot of time, and well, I found this. So this is the CableBoom microphone. That's how they call it, at least. It's an actually extremely good idea, as you plug this end into your headphones, and it will act as a boom microphone, which, thanks to this flexible cable, and which you can adjust as you wish, gets it closer to your mouth, which means that it has better audio quality than most cheap microphones that are integrated into the cable itself. Now, plugging the cable into my headphones, you can see that it basically works just like boom arm, and well, it's very solid in there. It hasn't ever fallen on me unless it gets tugged by something, but well, that isn't really the cable's fault, is it? Now, it also comes with a volume adjusting control center sort of a thing. So with this switch up here, you can mute your mic. And with this down here, you can adjust the volume of the sound in your headphones, which is nice, but well, it doesn't really do much, I'd say. For example, in Discord, I have it mapped to just press Alt-A and then I'll be muted. So there's not much of a use for this personally. But, well, at least you have the option, and that's really good. Now, one quick note about this microphone is with the ends of the microphone. So, as I started the channel with a laptop, I had a single audio port for both microphone and headphone. This cable does support that. However, your headphones do have to support a TRS ending, which means that it has the two black rings, and that is all. Now the standards I'm going to talk about, none is superior to the other, but the TRS standard is only able to transfer one way. So it would be either microphone or audio, not both at the same time. Now on the other end of the cable is a TRRS ending, which means it has three black lines. Now this end transports both audio and microphone, which for a laptop is perfect, but for a desktop computer does mean that you may have to buy a audio splitter, which is what I had to do to use the same setup on my desktop computer. And now you can here you can see where I bought it from Amazon. Now, honestly, it was a really great buy. It comes with the little foam tip, so it can block some plosives. Now, it isn't as close to your mouth as a normal mic would, so it isn't necessary for it to be that extreme or that big. So this size is perfect for what it is, and it works perfectly. And then here you can see the control clip is what they call it. And so you have the volume control and the inline mute switch. As far as bends go, I haven't really bent it that much, so I can't say anything about that. And it does come with an audio splitter. However, this audio splitter, this did break on me fairly quickly. As you can see, the end right here does quite a severe bend. And so depending on how close your audio jacks are, which they are usually at this distance, it can start to break on you, but it is a head start. It's a good thing to have, at least until you can get a better audio splitter. And so here you can see that they use it on both Xboxes and PlayStations, and well, I can confirm that it works also on computers. Highly recommend it if all you need is a simple solution. And now I've had this cable connected to the Sony WH-1000 XM4s. Now the XM5s are already out, and unfortunately I haven't had them to be able to review, and I could sell the XM4s to have most of the money for the XM5s, but I would like to make a comparison review having both of them in hand, so it's going to take a bit for me to be able to get that. I will be posting that video eventually though. So, at the time that they released, they were $350, and they are still at $350. What do I recommend on headphones? Well, these are very expensive headphones, and they're still not the most expensive, but I'd say at consumer grade, this is as high as it gets, really. You could buy the XM5s if you don't have, if there's no good deals on the XM4s, as they're about $50 more at this price. And the XM5s will improve on a few things, at least from what I know. I haven't listened to them yet, so it's up to you on that. But what I would recommend to check out as well, as these are at $350, I would recommend to check out the Bose Quiet Comfort 45s, which these are also on a pretty good discount right now. Now I have made a review on these headphones, and you can see it on the top right of the screen right now, and you can go check it out perhaps after this video. So next up, I want to talk about what's my current setup. So currently I am running a cardioid mic. I have just moved the pop filter away. I'm using an MXL 990 microphone hooked up on a shock mount with a microphone arm, and of course the microphone arm is mounted a pop filter. And last but not least, it is connected to my mixer, which is connected to my computer. Now then, as you can see, the microphone uses an XLR input. That means it's not USB powered. It uses a very specific type of connection, and that allows it to improve its audio quality depending on who you ask. So now then, on the Amazon page, you can see that currently the microphone is on discount. I've seen it around $100 usually. However, right now it's even, well, cheaper than that. So these were, in a way, handed down to me by a friend, and so I didn't really pay anything for it. But at this price, I can say it's definitely worth it, as you can hear here, as well as I've done my research on the microphone to see how good it was for different circumstances. And well, for general use, for beginners, and even in the music field, it is used quite often, as it is a very good mic that really just doesn't have any errors, no frills, and well, nothing negative. Of course, it could be better quality, but well, at this price, you just can't say, and you can't be negative about it. Also, it does come in a pretty nice case, a protective case in which comes the shock mount, the microphone, and a simpler mount which does not have shock absorption. But it's really nice to see that it has some sort of protection, something like a Pelican case of sorts, and so it's definitely a positive if you're on the go and you really need a good mic. I got it in something similar to this, which comes like in a pack with lights and a pop filter and a cable and well, the shock mount itself. And so it definitely got me set up a bit more. However, I did end up buying a separate boom arm as I wanted to mount it to my table. Now this is the Neewer microphone arm. And so, well, Neewer is known for being pretty affordable. It's a decent quality, I'd say, for sure. It hasn't failed me. That's what I want to say. As you can see, it has a few movable parts, and well, it comes with some cable ties and a adapter in case it doesn't fit your microphone. And well, you can clamp it to your desk, so there is a range in there. Honestly, I'm not really willing to look for it too much, but I could say it's a pretty good mic arm. And well, as you can see here, it can sustain fairly heavy microphones, Now microphones do get heavier than that, but for a cheap microphone or a USB microphone, this is more than enough. Really just showing off some flexibility and the 3/8 to 5/8 adapter. Now coming to the mixer, I couldn't really find it on Amazon, but I do have the microphone here, which is an MXI 3BT. Now, as I said, it was handed down to me. Wouldn't have been my personal choice, but it was free for me. So I have nothing to complain about. It's been a pretty solid interface. I can't quite find where to buy it, so I do have some recommendations in just a bit. But well, you can see it has an XLR input right here, and well, in the back it has a USB output, which was great for me as it was simpler to connect to my computer. Has enough volume control, a little bit of an equalizer. I do prefer to equalize it after the fact, as it only really has two sections, which are highs and lows. And then the third one that you can see right here, it just balances it if it wants to be a left or right audio. It doesn't really have stereo sound, which is fine for YouTube, but well, a bit annoying. I would have preferred it to be another mixer slider. And then you have a few volumes. You can connect it to Bluetooth if you want to output some sound from your phone. And well, it's been a pretty solid little mixer with pretty decent specs. Now then, the setup I want to upgrade to is definitely not on the cheap end. After watching quite a few videos, researching the subject, and figuring out what the YouTubers I watch use for audio, I concluded on two or basically three different results. And well, the one I'm most interested in would be the Sennheiser MKE-600, which is a shotgun microphone. It means that it only captures audio from one direction, not the band. And so it is really great for distancing yourself from the microphone. My one issue with cardioid microphones, as the one I have currently, as well as the industry golden standard Shure SM7B, is that they have to be close to your mouth. And well, I'm not exactly a fan of that, especially because you have to sit in a very specific place and can't really move that much for the best audio quality. Now, I really do love how the Shure SM7B sounds. However, having to be that close is kind of a negative for me. So that one was partially discarded from my cart. And so I'm going to stick with the Sennheiser MKE-600, which besides giving me a lot more movement flexibility, also has the option to be battery powered. And that means I could hook it up to a phone or even straight to a DSLR camera. And with that, have excellent audio quality if I'm filming outside with a camera, which I have not bought yet, but it does give me the option to do that in the future. And I would buy it with the shock mount and so on and so forth, as well as an arm. And from what I've heard, it's an excellent microphone, and you really can't go wrong with this. Now, Sennheiser does offer one more option, which is like the top audio quality, which is the Sennheiser MKE-416, which sounds amazing, and I would really love to have it. However, when we compare a MKE-600, which is the one I'm going to buy eventually, to the Sennheiser MKE-416, well, you can see that you can buy just about, well, a little bit under 3 MKE-600s for the price of one MKE-416. So yeah, a $1,000 microphone is quite a lot, especially for someone who's not making money out of YouTube yet. So it is in the list. However, that's definitely only going to be if I can do YouTube for full time and start to earn money from it. However, the MKE-416 does not offer to be battery powered, which means that you do need either a recorder or a audio interface that can power the microphone. And moving on, I do want to get an Elgato Stream Deck, as it's just extremely versatile. You can do so many things with it. It has such beautiful integration with different apps. And well, all around, it's just going to be awesome to have, especially for streams. And then I also want to get a Wave XLR, which is the mixer that I would like to get. It definitely has more than enough of amplification for most microphones, even the Shure SM7B, which does have some negative rap for requiring quite a lot of power to sound good. And besides that, it will also offer me a lot of options with their app. They don't actually show anything here, but the Elgato Sound app gives you so many options to separate audio. Something, for example, for streaming or stuff like that, you can separate the music and adjust the volume independently, and so on and so forth. So I'm definitely really interested in the Elgato Wave XLR. However, there is one competitor to the Wave XLR, which is the TC Helicon Go XLR Mini. Now, the only issue I have with the Go XLR Mini is that you only have 4 channels, but the plus is that you do get the sensor button, which I find quite funny once in a while. But, well, the issue is the price and only having 4 channels. It starts to become an annoyance that wouldn't be an issue if I get the Wave XLR. And, well, it's a little bit more expensive, which, well, does get quite annoying once you see that, as well as the both Go XLR Mini and the Go XLR, well, Full is quite a lot larger than a Wave XLR. And, well, as with the expensive microphone, the Go XLR Full, I don't know what it's called, honestly, but this Go XLR is in the list for an eventual purchase, but at $525, yeah, I couldn't start with that. That just doesn't really make sense, but, well, it's an option. And now, last but not least, I have some recommendations for people coming into the field who want to start recording or start live streaming. So I would highly, highly, highly recommend getting the Elgato Wave 3. It's an excellent microphone. It still gives you access to the Elgato sound control app. I keep forgetting the name, but I'll have it written on the screen right now. And as you can see right there in the background, you can see that he has several channels, and you can control how much of the sound you hear in your ears and how much people, well, the recording or the stream hears it on their side. And it's just an excellent app. The microphone's pretty good. Here's a better picture of that. And you can go watch videos on how it works. I'm not going to get too deep into it, as, well, it's not exactly the point of the video. But it's an excellent microphone with pretty good sound and quite a lot of flexibility, as it is USB powered. And, well, another option you could have would be the Shure MV7. This microphone is both XLR or USB powered, which means that you can start by connecting the microphone directly into your computer and it will sound really good. And then later on, you can buy the sound interface that you want, or the mixer that you want, and you can plug the microphone into that mixer without needing to buy a whole new microphone, as you perhaps would have to do if you want to upgrade to an XLR interface with the Elgato Wave 3. So this one gives you a bit more flexibility on the order that you do things. However, of course, this one is more expensive than the Wave 3. As you can see here, $250 against $150. Now, it does depend on what you're interested in doing and what are your plans in the future. Now, I would also highly recommend getting a boom arm. You can get something like the one I have, the Neewer one, or this one that's even cheaper, but, well, they do show an image of the Wave XLR mounted into it. And so I would highly recommend it. It just opens a bit more flexibility of where you place the microphone. You can get it a bit closer to your mouth, and, well, you can move it to a more comfortable spot than basically looking down at it. And last but not least, I would recommend getting an Elgato Stream Deck, as it just gives you so many options on transitions or sound effects or controlling lighting and etc. It's just a really flexible device. It is a recommendation, not necessary to start, but it is an option. I also do recommend getting a phone stand if you're going to start recording with your phone, as I am doing currently, as, well, holding it isn't really an option. As you saw, the video today was quite shaky, and, well, sorry about that. But, well, it worked out to communicate what I wanted to show you guys. So yeah, that would be the video for today, guys. Let me know if you guys have any questions in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them, maybe help you out looking for different alternatives. Thank you very much for watching, guys. If you like the content, hit that like button. And if you don't want to miss out on future videos, hit the subscribe button and notification bell. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Have a great day.